Hello everyone from the wonderful world here. I am Demon's Druid and I welcome you, together with Nitro, to this open Pedestal daily race.
This is gonna be a dandy one. Chad always complains that they don't get enough pedestal seeds, so here you go.
It looks like we have a couple different sprites. On Restream today we have Sandra's, we have Roland Tankier, we have Sit, and we have Josh. Well, let's hope them a good seed.
Looks like 2 Metroid sprites and 1 Link and 1 Frog.
So he's gonna hop from place to place.
Sounds like a plan to me. So yeah, Chad already excited that it is a ped seed guaranteed.
Which you don't normally see a seed being a pedestal seed. But given that our goal is literally the pedestal, bam. Snowbear, it is most likely 7. I assume 7 as well. Should be 7. The goal, all the requirements are to get the free pendants, and thus we need the requirements for the free pendants. So if we have vanilla pendants, we won't need too many items. Oh, and we're underway.
So this and Josh starting off in the house. Sanders and Tanaka are starting in.
And quick Moon Pearl from Sanctuary, while Josh looks like to be going towards Uncle and maybe Escape. I have already missed the first map check, but looks like Eastern was a pendant, Hera was a pendant, and Desert a crystal.
That's a pretty nice setup. I mean, you can't get any easier than that. Not knowing which pendant is where in the Dark World, but that's a really nice setup. 2 out of the 3.
And you might see Sandra's trying to swim and failing at it, and now dropping into a hole. This is to activate the glitch called as Hulahan, or to get access to Hulahan room, which he is in right now for 255 or 35 rupees.
Yeah, it's always, I see that more in open mode than I do in standard, but it's definitely something to see who does what to get that extra money, especially at the beginning.
Oh, and we have a sword on library. Lumberjack.
I doubt they'll kill Aga for that, because you need a sword to even get to Aga, so I doubt that that item will be necessary. Heart containers in both drop down and in mushroom spot on Ranker and this spot. And my first shield for Sanders. So going into Blind's hideout on Ranker's side.
Interesting. Yeah, he has no money, rupees either. Oh, no.
Seems pretty.
I spoke too soon.
Almost vanilla there with the money, but the red meringue.
Oh, and Sid getting lucky with bombs in the drop down too well to be able to get them. And Rallen is leaving behind one item behind. Oh, and lols. He's leaving behind one item in Blind's hideout right now because he didn't have any bombs nor rupees to buy bombs, but he'll get some right here.
Yeah, it's always an interesting thing to see if you can get those bombs right away or if you end up having to buy them. I'm going to guess that all the runners will probably end up buying bombs at the end of the Kakariko.
Also interesting to see the lantern in Well, which means that we now have access to get up the mountain together with the gloves.
Yeah, you can check Spectacle Rock and what's inside Spectacle Rock, but that's pretty much. Oh, and get Old Man. So those 3 items you can get. I guess, try to wait till at least you can get Hook Shot to see if you can get to the east side of Death Mountain.
It'll be interesting to see what our runners will decide to do. If they decide to straight up go up Death Mountain or continue with the South Shore loop.
I would guess that South Shore makes a little bit. Oh, there's a hammer, so that kind of makes Death Mountain a little bit more intriguing. Only that they don't have a mirror to get to Harrow.
Well, now that we have Hammer, that gives us Dark World access.
Sure
So
does.
another thing we have open. It probably lessens the chance that they'll go up the mountain as they have more things to do in the South Shore Loop and getting into the Dark World.
Yeah, I wonder if you just you just continue on your normal route and then come back and then check your Thieves Town area, but sorry, Village of Outcast. But we'll see. Just $20 in the library. I didn't see what was in the library game on the race game though. Looked like $20, so. I'm guessing Tanaka, it looks like he's heading towards Dark World because he did all the Kakariko checks. So it looks like he's going to head into the Dark World and see where our other pendant is potentially. That's exactly what he's doing. He's going to go to Village of Outcasts and see where that other pendant is. And so is Dists. He's heading there as well. Ooh, Ice Palace Eek.
Now we can figure out what our potential go mode is. For Ice Palace, we need
Fire
Bombos or Fire Rod.
Fire Rod or Bombos will take care of that. Obviously, we'll need flippers in theory, although these runners could probably fake flippers, so flippers not necessarily required, but in logic, they will be required. And then we need a mitts upgrade for that. For Harrow and for Eastern, we need at least bow and mirror or hookshot. I would think that's what we need left.
Yeah, that's certainly right.
I like the early Skull Woods checks and the early Thieves Town checks because you could especially runners of this caliber, could easily check those items real fast and then, consider it almost overworld at that point. And then we're also getting a back of escape check here, and Sanders looks like just a bunch of rupees and some 10 arrows. Rattlin taking an early death there on purpose to get back to the start. Josh looks like he's heading into Village of Outcasts to check the vendors there. The chess game, which is just a heart container. And I'm going to guess he'll check the rest of it as well. Getting an extra heart container at this point, not a bad thing. And he will go into Thieves Town.
And
everything to clear it if he wants.
it looks like Sandras is going straight for Hype Cave. Or the cave formerly known as Hype Cave.
So far, just a piece of heart, but that's a good piece of heart. At least he gives him a full heart refill. 20 bucks. Powder, interesting. 3 bombs and a bottle. So that gives us 2 more checks when we get back into the light world for him. He can now check Magic Bat and Sick Kid. I don't believe anyone else has bottles yet, so that's 2 more checks. That makes Hype Cave a little bit, just depending on what those 2 items are.
And Rollin is going for the bomb jump here. Gets it. And finds a compass for his troubles.
It looks like Josh is continuing in... Oh, I was going to say, it looks like he was continuing Thieves Town. No, taking the Death Warp because he does not have the mirror yet.
Sandra's deciding to check the pyramid. And afterwards go to Catfish.
Oh, there's a mushroom. Yeah, it would be a good check, especially if he would get a mirror there. That would allow him to check mushroom too.
And it does appear to be what he's doing.
Yeah, Catfish is one of those weird checks. It's like just out of the way, and if you don't do it, after Pyramid, I find that most runners will just either never do it or wait till it's the last possible thing to check.
We're getting a bumper ledge check at the moment.
Ooh,
And it's the boots.
Oh, you need the cape to get that, so don't know if the boots will be even needed in this seed because Desert Palace is a crystal. So unless there's something important on that ledge, there's Bombos. There's your ticket into Ice Palace. You just need the mitts upgrade, and then there you go. You're into Ice Palace there.
Mitts and technically either hook shot or we need a sword and cane.
No, I don't. I guess you do need a sword, don't you? I think hammer can damage Coalstar now. Oh, and sword for medallion, as Chad is pointing out. Obviously, yes. Sometimes we forget those little things. And our runners are all in different places now, so just trying to see where people are going to go for progression. It looks like Rattlin is going through his Village of Outcast checks, and Josh is heading into Hype Cave. And Dist, I'm going to guess, is going to check the normal escape route, going through and checking, going to Zelda's cell.
So far we're getting new checks from Sid, and that's it. Just taking a reset.
So yeah, he's the only one that's gonna do this. So let's see what's here. So there's the small key that you need to get into the back.
Oh, and we're getting new checks from Joss here as well. He's doing the South Shore loop.
Yeah, I'm surprised it wasn't done earlier, but again, you're giving Dark Rod access so early, just 3 bombs there, so nothing yet, but now we have to drain the swamp, and I'm sure he'll check Mini Moldorm Cave and see if he checks Ice Rock Cave.
So far, nothing from Escape, but we still have 2 chests we don't know yet.
Yeah, and with the lamp, they can check the back of the bottom of Escape, the locked room.
One of these items is gonna be the map, though.
Right. So I'm wondering if it's just the one in the back, so yeah, it is that last item is in the back is the map, because we didn't see the map in the bomb part of Escape, did we?
We have not yet.
Yeah, so that's going to be the map then.
Escape.
And
Josh going for bomb strats in Mini Moldorm. Gets the double.
Dis doing this really smartly on his side, because he's going to go in through the quote-unquote vanilla way to get into the back of Escape, and then he's going to find that the map is not there, so he'll know that he does not have to go any further.
Interesting to see Josh saving quitting to so he skips out on Ice Rock Cave.
Well, hopefully for him it does not burn him, but we'll have to see if any of our other runners check that at some point and see what's there, if anyone goes that.
So at this moment in time, we have Thiefstown, back to Thiefstown. We have Eastern, we have Palace of Darkness. We have Light World, Death Mountain, East Dark Mountain, which is where Zit is going to right now.
Yeah, and with nothing in those other locations, I'm wondering if, given the hammer early, we'll see what the old man has, but I'm wondering if the seed was pushing them towards that area, because they were given pretty much everything they needed to get up the mountain: hammer, gloves, lamp. Now, if they can get a mirror here, they have access, or hook shot. They have access to the east side.
And one item location we have forgotten about is Mushroom. We also have open.
Yeah, and with powder, there's no reason to keep the mushroom. There's the hook shot in Sahashla's closet, so that is your access to East Death Mountain. So Dis, unless he gets a mirror here, is going to be out of luck with going up the mountain. Now, when Josh goes up, he'll have a much cleaner route. There's a bottle. I don't know if he's going to pick that up, Dis, but we'll see. And it looks to me like Racklin is going to be heading into Pod. And let's see where Sanders heads. I'm going to guess he's going to do Village of Outcast and possibly Thieves Town. So Josh will definitely give us some new checks shortly. He's going to go up Death Mountain now with the hook shot and hammer. He could go up and full clear his first pendant dungeon of Tower of Hell. And Pod not bow locked at this point, given that small key.
Sandra is going into Thiefstown to get back of Thiefstown, or okay, first time.
Yeah. So let's see as Tanaka goes through Pod. what he gets. It's lots of keys, but if his progression is here, that'll be nice for him. And as I said, Josh will be able to full clear Tower of Hera once he's done. Once he gets over to that east side, he'll be able to check all the locations on the east side and then go straight to Tower of Hera and see what's there. Yeah, he's not going to get that bottle either.
And we are still not bow locked inside of Pedestal of Darkness.
But it looks like Rattling is going to do the potion glitch. Yeah, that's looking to me like he's going to do the potion glitch. I'm not exactly sure how it works. I know you have to drink a potion at some point, but I'm not exactly sure where. I'm going to guess it's right. And then you go into the Mimic Cave, get them off screen, and the game thinks that they're dead. And the door will open for you.
You can use the potion anywhere along the wall. You just need to keep hugging the wall through the doorway.
Oh, good to know.
And we find our first sword in West Death Mountain.
So now Mitz will get them into Ice Palace, and Bo will get them through Eastern Palace. And logically, they need flippers, but these runners, I'm assuming, can fake flipper and don't need them. So I'm going to guess they're going to forego that. Oh, there's Kane of Berna on Josh's side. And it looks like Sanders is going to full clear Thieves Town.
Some new checks we haven't seen so far.
There's the map.
And it seems like Rallen has got the fire rod inside of Pod.
So that gets him into closer, because I believe, well, he still needs a sword, but now he doesn't necessarily have to find the sword, although you do need a full magic bar in order to defeat Cold Stare, logically, because I believe it's 8 fire rod shots to break the shell.
I do believe so. The thing I know is it takes your full regular magic bar. But seeing as he has bombos as well, yeah, he needs a sword to activate bombos, that's right.
Oh, there's Kane of Samaria.
That puts Ice Palace even more in logic.
Oh yeah, I always forget that now with the key logic, you sometimes have to have Kane of Samaria to beat Ice Palace. So interesting thing here.
And we saw a peculiar bomb usage on Josh's side. He bombed himself into the pot, which makes him able to teleport up top.
Yeah, and there was just a heart piece in the chest in Thieves Town. So let's see what Blind has. Now Blind goes from easiest fight to hard. There's the mirror. Easiest fight to hardest fight if you can keep him on script. It's a little harder, I believe, with the hammer, but we'll see how Sanders does with him.
And we find a mirror in Pod as well. Pod is stacked this seed.
Yeah, but they didn't necessarily need the mirror because they have hookshot and hammer to get to Hera, and with the other 2 dungeons, there's the second sword on Troldorm, and our first pendant goes to Josh. And down goes blind. For half magic. So we still need, obviously, mitts and bow, and technically flippers for go mode. Let's see where Rockling goes next. As Sanders continues his Village of Outcast checks. And this also going through the back of Thieves Town. So Racklin will be going up to Death Mountain as Sanders checks Dig Game, and Josh, let's see where he goes. And there are 2 chances to get bow now with progressive bows added to the mix. So now you don't necessarily have to find, you will not find silver arrows first. And without the, oh, he doesn't need it with mirror. Racklin doesn't necessarily need hookshot yet. Josh is going to check Magic Bat here.
One thing to consider as well is that as soon as we get flippers, we are able to get into Swamp Palace.
Yeah, that's why I'm guessing these runners don't want to see the flippers, to be honest with you. And we had a book on Magic Bat, so that gives us access to both tablets. That gives us access to Desert Palace now. So, and so yeah, I'm gonna guess these runners do not want to see that, but let's see. And Sanders looks like he's heading towards Mini Moldorm Cave, and we'll see if he goes to get the Ice Rod Cave or not. We also haven't seen inside of Eastern Palace yet. Nobody venturing in to see maybe the bow is there.
Also, a possibility is to check Waterfall Cave.
Yeah,
Items
Waterfall
there.
Wishing and Zora. They can easily fake flipper up to that area. Josh now checking his back of escape, and I'm gonna guess after Sanders finishes his check of Ice Rod Cave that he's gonna head in that direction and do his fake flipper. But just a guess. So let's see what is in the Ice Rod Cave today. And we also have a Gina's Cave too that we can get just $300, so nothing. And the fact that he didn't save and quit leads me to believe that he's really going to fake flipper and see what Waterfall Cave has, probably what Hobo has as well, and Zora. Down goes Trolldorn for Tanakan. Into Hype Cave goes Tists. And Josh still doing the back of Escape. The vanilla part of Escape at this point. Yeah, he'll check Hobo, and he'll check Waterfall of Wishing, and then he'll check Zora and see what he gets. First with Hobo. Just a heart container. So I believe, yeah. So things in chat, we need Mitt too to get into Ice Palace. So Mitt and Bo for Go mode. These runners do not need flippers. They do not want to see the flippers because that would lead them into Swamp. And let's see what's in the waterfall. 20 bucks and the 10 bomb start. And let's see what the fairy has for us today. Ooh, blue potion. That's really good.
It's really useful to get that blue potion refill from the fairy.
And knowing it's there is nice too. Ooh, just 50 bucks on Zora's Ledge. And now it's time to go to King Ripoff himself, besides Kiki, the two biggest ripoffs on the planet.
And it appears that Agnes Cave had the blue cane.
Oh, there's the bow. Zora has the bow, or at least one of them. So now Sanders is mitts away from Gomo. Of course, the places that mitts could be are quite high. They could be now in Pod. I mean, there's so many places the mitts could be, but
As Chad is also pointing out, Sandras also needs either the fire rod or the sword.
yes,
They are going to eastern area, so they will get their fire rod. I thought it was here or book.
I believe so.
Fire rod. Book was at the curse. Oh, hookshot.
Right, we still haven't seen what's inside Eastern Palace though, so he might find a sword there as well. I'm assuming he's gonna full clear it while he's here. So this looks like he's heading towards Ice Rock Cave, probably then gonna make his fake flipper and get his bow. Let's wait and make sure he does it first.
And it's interesting to see that Josh decided to go to Eastern without the bow at the moment. So he can't full clear.
He cannot. He doesn't unless there's another bow in here. That would be a good. That would be good for him. Yeah, Dis walking out of Ice Rock Cave. He's gonna do his fake flipper, and we'll see if Tanaka does his as well. There's item number one, just a bottle of green Mountain Dew. Dis fake flippering to Hobo, and then he'll go to Zora, and it looks like Rattling Tanak is heading in that way as well, so they should all have their bows. Josh did not do that. He does not have a bow yet. So we'll see if he gets one, if there happens to be one in.
And we got a convenient Vicky in Eastern. That's item number 2, so that's either something on Vanilla Vicky or there's some item on Armos.
And I'm guessing, like I said before, for Josh, he's hoping that the bow is conveniently placed inside Eastern Palace. Sanders will find that information out first, because Sanders will get to that big key vanilla location first and see if there is another bow.
And Sid accidentally getting hit while in fake flipper, so he gets a game over.
Oh,
and
so he
decides
didn't
to
get
go
his
to
bow.
Eastern.
So now Sanders sword away from go mode in his case. So we are in commentator's go mode. If he got the mitts, right? Did he get the mitts?
It's the mitts in Vanilla Vicky.
Yeah, so we're in commentator's go mode now. So Sanders is going to have to find himself a sword, or he's going to have to find the fire rod. Rowland is headed to get his bow. And let's see what Josh does. He's going to clear. Oh, he already cleared. Oh, he can now check Ether tablet. And Dis leaving a bomb on that chest for good measure. And Ether tablet just loaded with bombs. And Armos has the compass. So Sanders gets his first pendant. And now he is gonna head, I assume he'll head up to Death Mountain, do those checks, clear out Hera, and get his second pendant along the way. And also Rowland also going through Eastern Palace. He'll be going for his second pendant and getting his Titan Smiths. And he will be, I believe, he will be in go mode at that.
And Josh taking those mitts to Dark Death Mountain, getting a couple more items, but that is not the play you want to make, as we know.
Yeah, as we know, he doesn't, unfortunately, for him. And looking at Raylan's tracker, he does not have hookshot, so he did not go to Sahasho's closet, so he had to go a long way to get to that first item. Yeah, Josh checking Hookshot Cave. Just taking a coffee break. So Josh needs to find his way over to Zora. He is going to use that shovel, though, that he just got in Dark Death Mountain.
And Rowland is going to probably take the lead of our 4 restream runners here, going to grab the mitts and then be with, well, technically, according to the logic, not yet in Goma, but he's practically in Goma because we know he can fake Flipper.
Yeah, so I'm going to assume he'll just go right to Ice Palace and then go mode Ice Palace and then go straight to Pedestal. So yeah, he's definitely in the lead now. It's his race to lose at this point. Yes, chat. We definitely need the flippers, but these runners can fake flippers, so they do not. I mean, technically, logically, yes, you do need the flippers to beat the seed. However, since these runners can fake flipper, they could just fake flipper to Ice Palace. And Sanders is right on track too. He needs to go do Hera and Ice Palace. So he'll do it, I assume, while he's up here. And Rowland onto his Armos fight.
Setting up for the quick kill and does not get it, sadly.
No, but he does get his second pendant and will be well on his way to the next part, which is Ice Palace. Sanders heading up Tower of Horror, and Raylan going to Ice Palace, I would assume. I've never seen this before. That's an interesting way to fake flipper.
I believe that's one of the new ways that was found. I have yet to look it up. I think it was the Ancilla way.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at in chat. So here we go. Ice Palace for Raylan.
Sandra's taken a fall on Moldorm.
Yeah, and it's just giving Raylan a larger lead. Almost falls into the ultimate troll hole, that middle one. So Josh and Dis have to find their way over to Zora now. Dis looks like he's gonna turn in his mushroom. He could head to Zora from here if he so decides, while he's already kind of halfway there, and then he can get his bow. Yeah, it looks like he's headed towards Zora, which is the right move for him. And unfortunately, Josh is not going that way, so he's still looking in Thieves Town in that area, and Rattling gets the bomb.
Sandres takes down Moldorm, gets his Master Sword and his second pendant, will now go over to Ice Palace.
Yeah, it looks to me like he'll be in second place at this point in the restreamers that we have, because with doing the 2 bomb jumps, you could really save your time in Ice Palace. You don't even have to bother very much. Now, what these runners do have to be aware of, I mean, they do have a couple of hearts, but they're on blue mail, and Cold Sore still hits like a truck, even with blue mail. So they cannot take very many hits from him at this point. So that's the only thing is to be aware of.
Ralen on the last boss fight of this seed using bombos will be able to use, I think, 6 shots from his fire rod as well,
Plus, he has
which
the
will
blue
make this
potion.
fight quite fast.
Plus, he has a blue potion that he could use to get the other 2 puffs down. But he has 1 puff down already.
The second one is on basically 1 health.
All right, so there you go. He'll get his third and final, and he'll get a shield, and he'll get the thing, and he'll head over to the pedestal, pull, and he'll be done. While Dis is now heading into Eastern to clear it, and so sadly, Josh, by not getting the bow, is now gonna clear out Thieves Town and will not get anything.
Ralen in the woods where he is about to get the Triforce.
Yep.
Having to travel to the tallest mountains, the most eastish lands, eastish palaces, and the coldest of palaces. He will be rewarded with a Triforce that he's gonna pull
first place
right now.
Yep, congratulations to Rowling. Get your GGs in chat as he finishes first.
And we are joined by Roland Tankier. Hello and welcome.
GG.
Yeah, GG, Rollin.
Quick seed.
Yeah, was a fun one, kind of.
Pod was stacked. Not much he needed from it, but
Yeah, I mean, aside from the Fire Rod, which is really nice to have for Ice Palace, which I didn't really want to clear with, or I didn't really want to clear Ice Palace with Bombos if I not get at least Tempered Sword. It's always annoying doing the Master Sword goals there. But yeah, the Fire Rod was nice, and then getting to know that the mirror was bow-locked, that made... or that gave me the information that there had to be a bow somewhere early. So I was inclined to not follow the mirror too hard. So yeah. And then, of course, getting the cane so that I can set up an easy fake flipper over to ice. That was just bonus.
Yeah, I've never seen that one before, but definitely nice to learn and to know.
Yeah, I did kind of fiddle around with with a few setups for the Ancilla fake flipper. And yeah, having that one at your disposal for an easier fake flipper instead of having to go down to the flute spot 8 there, that's kind of nice to know.
Oh, for
Probably
sure.
won't probably won't come up up often in open seats or so, but for modes where you are having less requirements, so low crystals or pedestal or so, it's a good to know thing.
So, what else can you tell us about this seed? What did you like about how you played? I mean, obviously taking first place in this restream.
Yeah. I mean, after getting that Dark World access in Kakariko, I thought, well, let's try to skip Soft Shore and Uncle for as long as I possibly can. And yeah, then when I went over to Port, yeah, just got the potion so I could do a potion glitch, and yeah, everything kind of lined up for what I wanted to do in this one.
Yeah, for sure.
and Sandras has just now finished a cold stare, so he will be also off towards the forest. And we have Sid just now entering Ice Palace. They are both really close to finishing.
Yeah, and unfortunately, Josh heading to Pod. He'll get his fire rod if he does the potion glitch, but he will not find a bow there.
So where was the hookshot?
Sahashila's closet.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, that sadly sent Josh after he was in Eastern he's in he just needs the bow right now, and finding Mitts, finding Hoodshot made him go to Eastern Dark Death Mountain, which sent him on a different loop altogether. Currently in
Gave him
Palace
the-
of Darkness.
Yeah, gave him the shovel. So
And there we have it. The Triforce of Tries
yeah,
on
Sammy with
Sandras.
GG's in chat for Sanders 316. So we have Sanders with us. GG's.
GG's. Oh, how did I do that? How did I pull that off?
GG.
GG.
Was a quick early game and potentially an even quicker later game.
Yeah, I'm sure everyone was wondering, what is he doing going to Dark World first? And it was like, in my head, it's like, okay, I know how this game works sometimes. I'm just going to say, all right, I got all this Dark World access. I got all this Dark World access early on. Let's just check the village, get that out of the way.
Yeah. What did you think? You did not go into Palace of Darkness. Okay, then my question doesn't make any sense. I was about to ask what you thought about Pod being so stacked, but you didn't go there. Pod had Fire Rod to make it easier. It had a mirror, and it had the Cane of Samaria.
Oh, jeez.
Which has sent Josh on a wild goose chase. He is still looking for his bow. This is not far behind. He's just about to beat Cold Stare. He also didn't check Pod either, so he'll be doing Cold Stare without.
Any general thoughts on the seed, Sandras?
I was getting a little nervous as I was making my way through the South Loop. Well, actually, no. Once I got to Zora, when I saw the bow, it's like, okay, I know where we're going next. And then getting the hook shot in Saha. At Saha, I'm like, okay, people are way ahead of me at this point.
Go ahead.
Yeah, then it was like, okay, got that, though. We know exactly where we're going next. We just have to get up there. Then the mitts are mitts in the back of Eastern, which I almost skipped. I was like 5 seconds away from saying, okay, I'm just going to risk it, go right to the boss. I decided, yeah, you know what? Maybe not. So glad I didn't do that. And basically said, I'm like, oh, I am Sword from Go mode at this point now. Well, right to the mountain. Sword. Thank you. Moldorm. Bad fight. Sword. Okay, game. Thank you.
Yeah, putting 2 swords on the mountain definitely helped.
And we have Zit on his final victory lap, I'm gonna call it now, towards the pedestal. And I'm gonna ask Roland, what were your general thoughts about this seed?
And was an interesting one. I mean, I'm not playing pedestal seats very often. I think it's my second or maybe third that I raced. So I'm definitely not as experienced here, but yeah, tried it out, and having less requirements to fulfill, there are more options how you can finish. So yeah, early Dark World, got to know that I needed to clear ice. Yeah, and then, like I said, it all lined up in a way.
Yeah, it did.
But it's interesting that you never needed the hook shot, as I never found it. So yeah.
And
Whole
Dis
world's kinda
finishing
different.
his pull of the pedestal. Get your GGs in chat.
Let's see if they are up for an interview as well soonish. And Zit has finished in the 3rd place on the restream, and also 3rd place overall with a time of 58:33. And just to catch back up, Ralan did enter in first of the full race as well, with a time of 48.27, and Sandras with a time of 53.39. So continually 5 minutes between the runners so far, which is a fun thing I like to see.
Josh still looking for the bow. He isn't looking like he's going to clear out Skull Woods. So we'll finally get the back of that one. He does have Fire Rod.
Yeah, I think the bad thing about the fire rod is that it actually wasn't bow locked, so there should be a bow be able to be locked behind it.
It looks like
And
we
we
have
are-
this in chat. GG's.
Thank you. GG's.
What are your overall thoughts of this seed finishing?
So for the first half of it, because it's been a long time since I've done a pedestal seed, I treated it as an all dungeon seed. So that's kind of what I was going for, and then I was like, oh wait, pedestal. I just have to pull the pedestal. So then I just kind of went from there.
Yeah, the early everything basically helped a lot.
Yeah, I just wish I didn't I wish I didn't put off South Shore up to Zora for so long. But once I got like Hammer, Moon Pearl, and Power Glove, I'm like, okay, I'm right here in Kakariko. I might as well go to the Dark World and do all that stuff, because that's where the most stuff is.
Josh, having cleared now the Skull Woods, didn't pick up the crystal. Josh only needs to go to Zora, but I'd be interested to see where the other bow is and if he will find it. Also, to the runners that are in here, were any of you very scared about finding Flipper?
Not really, because at the point that I was at, where I was actually looking, was like, okay, I have bombos. So, like, really, I was more concerned about the fire source and the sword, because I knew I could fake Flipper into ice. It was like, okay, so. And by the time I even thought about it, oh wait, I need the mitts. I'm in the Eastern Palace already and got the mitts.
Yeah, I was kind of in the same boat. Like, once I, fixed my early brain fart there, I was like, oh, I can just fake Flipper in Ice Palace. And so I wasn't worried about the Flippers at all. It was more of finding the sword very late was kind of the thing for.
Yeah, for me it was more that I was happy to see the bow before I managed to find those flippers, because if that would turn up, then I would have been scared of where could the bow have been. But like I said, I kind of knew that the bow had to be somewhat early somewhere, so I was first searching for that, and then I had to dig up the mids before the flippers became relevant. And if the mids are behind the flippers, everyone else had to find it, so I wasn't really scared.
Yeah, so we probably won't ever find, unless they can't be an Ice Palace, but I mean, we're probably never gonna find the flippers. But that was one of the things that people were thinking, like that would have been the trolley item, but it really never came into play because you could fake flipper into.
If anybody wants, I'll go back in and start looking for stuff.
That won't be
Yeah,
necessary.
that won't be necessary.
I mean, I don't think anybody ever touched the castle.
Escape has been checked by multiple runners.
The back had nothing. That I know.
Front had nothing either.
Yeah, but I mean, I found the flute up on what is it, floating island. So yeah, and with the cane found, I never checked a TR medallion, but could we get in there? Does someone know?
Nobody went up there, I don't believe.
It was checked by Josh, I think, maybe Sunrise, and not been tracked, so I don't know.
I never touched Dark World Death Mountain at all because I just gotten the sword. I'm like, okay, but
Yeah, I was mid skull mode, so I never had a reason to go there either. But yeah, basically flippers could hide behind flute or an TR, for all we know.
I mean, there was so much unchecked that it could just be anywhere, really.
I think that's part of the problem with getting Dark World access inside of 5 minutes. It's like, oh, where do I go now?
Mm-hmm. Did anyone ever step into the back of Thieves Town?
I did a full clear. There was nothing but half magic and some cash.
Okay.
Yeah, of our restreamed runners, you were the only one that did not clear Thieves Town, Roland.
Okay. Yeah, I had no sword, and I wasn't really eager to do a hammer blind with only 5 hearts. And since it wasn't dependent, it wasn't necessary, so why go in there more than I needed to, right?
It is a sad thing. Josh is now full clearing Ice Palace, and he does not have the bow yet. He's hoping it'll be in here. We know where one of them is. It could be another one. Could be in here. And I think he might go and clear Desert before even going to Zora, because he got the book from Magic Bat.
I believe he died on the way to Zora, didn't he?
That could be the case, but I'm not too certain.
And I believe I think he might have found all the items because I'm trying to think if Coltzer had an item, didn't he?
Denko said a shield.
Yeah, so all 3 items
Yeah,
have been
yeah.
found. Coltzer has the final item. Josh doesn't know that, but we do.
What options does Josh have at this moment? He can't clear. He can clear ice. Actually, I was thinking he couldn't, but he can. He could go more into Palace of Darkness. If he finds the flippers, he might go into Swamp. He has access to the back of Skull Woods. He can clear Skull Woods, which he did. Now that I think about it, if TR is Quake, he might go do that. Ooh.
He has also
Well,
access
let's
to the
hope he
flute.
stays away from TR.
with
It's always
mids.
that thing if Zora has something of value, you know, since he most of the time has pocket change or trash, it's just one of the times that he happened to have the item that he needs to go into go mode until he finds that second bow.
Which by all means could hide out in GT.
Josh on very low HP. Oh, he takes a blue potion. Now able to fire out the last cold start to death.
So let's see where he goes next.
He also now has green pendant, so he can check Sahasrara item.
Yeah.
And it seems like he will be doing that. But he forgets he doesn't have flickers.
So yeah, I'm gonna guess he'll turn in the green pendant, possibly hope for the bow to be there. That would be ideal for him. Otherwise the locations are, you know, he cannot full clear pod, he doesn't have the bow. He could he can get the flute and go to Misery Mire if he wants. He can see what Turtle Rock's medallion is. Looks like he's heading to pod.
He has already cleared pod.
Oh,
So
Pyramid Fairy? I mean, not Pyramid Fairy. Sahasrara?
Eastern Sahasrara. Yeah, Sahasrara. Then maybe
Yeah,
a
let's see what
partial
the green
clear. Oh,
pendant
no.
is.
He has already cleared Eastern, so he's only going here for the green pendant turn. Beabo.
Oh. Okay, so just a heart piece.
He's continuing walking, so I want to say he's going to Zora now.
Yeah, I would hope so. Because he left his portal in a position where he could check both Catfish and Zora, as chat points out.
That
Probably
does.
his best chance.
No, don't push on over.
Oh, so now he's gonna check Bumper Cave and King's Tomb in this neck of the woods.
He can't do King's Tomb, you need a boots for that. Great
Sorry.
revenge.
Yeah, Scribbler. I sometimes mix the two up. So nothing there. I wonder where he is going now.
He's thinking, can I cross this water?
Is he gonna try to fake? Can you fake flipper into that in any way?
You definitely can. You could use a similar setup to I used at Ice, and I specifically practiced some setups for this spot. But you could also do just current jump if you are better with that one.
This is looking very interesting.
What he tries here right now is bomb him into his green transition while hitting the water, so he activates the fake flipper that way.
And he gets it.
Nice.
That's a very neat way to do it. Gonna check mushroom right here.
And then he'll go to Catfish and Zora and finally get his bow. But knowing that specific fake flipper to be able to do those kind of things is definitely worth learning.
Sees the heart container, does not go for it. Back into the portal, goes towards Catfish. Nice! Yes! Yes, Josh!
But knowing the way to fake flipper on that spot Josh showed just now is a very good way, or very good thing to know, as it lets you skip Aga 1 if you need or would have needed it for East Darkwood access. So you would kind of save a few minutes there.
Yeah, anytime you can find a way to get rid of Aga 1, obviously, is a good thing.
Yeah, when I saw the sword at Lumberjacks, it just taunted me. I'm like, oh great.
Looks like he's trying to do a fake flipper into Waterfall Wishing first before going to Zora. Bow was on Zora. There you go. Go up. And Josh is about to get his bone going to go mode and then go clear Eastern and pull his pedestal. I'm assuming he'll have a few bombs to throw into Zora's water afterward.
He gets the bow,
And now is in go mode.
save and quits, and goes over to Eastern.
Yep, that'll be a quick clear for him. And then he'll head to the pedestal and finish the seed.
Stupid SRL integration. I accidentally hit one of my split buttons while trying to type the password to my Wi-Fi router, and it registered and undone.
Ooh.
Whoopsie.
That's why I don't use such things. Always type manually. You have the time as cannon explodes or the pedestal is pulled. It's much safer that way.
Josh found the bow at Zora.
And with Josh having full cleared Eastern already, he can just straight on walk to the boss. Into the back he is.
This should be a quick fight, relatively.
Grabs some more arrows just to be sure, grabs the ferry. Sets up for the fast kill, misses an arrow. Gets the kill.
Way to stick with it. Gets the pendant. We'll head over to the pedestal, and we'll get his.
Save and quits. Goes for his victory lap over to the place that we all knowingly and lovingly call Pedestal. Decides to take a quick walk through Kakariko, say goodbye to a couple people. Well, goodbye. Say hello.
He's taking the scenic route.
Getting cheered on by all the villagers. No, it's the right one. Yeah. The last part. All the animals come out to play.
All right. He pulls the pedestal. Get your GGs in chat for Josh124 as he finishes this seed as well.
GG's. And Josh finishes fourth with a time of 1 hour, 23 minutes, and 11 seconds.
It just happened to be one of those things where Zora happened to have something really important and he needed it. And he wasn't that far behind Sanders, only about 10 minutes. So they're all very close. 10 minutes separated each runner.
I really like the determination that Josh showed to finish the seed.
Yeah, it's too easy to just say give up and not find it. It's the other to actually finish it and well worth the finish it, because it's these scenes that you'll learn from for next time. Maybe he won't leave Zora out as long, although, like I said, most of the time Zora doesn't have anything, so it's like the few times that he does, it's always progression.
Yeah, and that's the dangerous thing about skipping Zora. It's basically one of those things that once you have enough for it, you basically just go check it because everyone does it.
Yeah, and worst case scenario, if he doesn't, then that's the only thing you go check if you don't have Moon Pearl or anything else to check in that area. Even if he is the lone check that you go see, you can always hard reset and get your money back. Is Josh gonna join us?
Don't think so. As he said, he has no mic.
Oh, I didn't see that part.
Okay, then I still want to say GG's, and unless anyone has anything to say, I can close it.
Well, nothing especially, but probably as always, thanks to you all for commentating and tracking and for having me on Restream. Always appreciated.
I echo the same sentiment.
Ditto, and make sure never to hit your split buttons after you've already done. Or just do it manually, like I do with the quals.
Then I want to say I was Demon's Druid, and together with
Nitro 60
Nitro.
and 3.
And I just want to say thank you for watching. Thank you to all the runners for running, and have a good day.
Have a good day.
Take care, everyone.